So one for look at the outcome of the 3-day peace dialogue between the main opposition All People's Congress APC party and the ruling SALONE People's Party SLPP, and it commenced, on Tuesday. Yeah. It commenced on Tuesday. And I've been to my conference hall. Also, we get different speeches there from Dr. David Moina Senge, one of the chief minister, being leading the delegation of the government, and Dr. Samuel Matthew Wilson Kamara being lead the delegation for the main opposition All People's Congress Party. Everybody make them points. Everybody say it to them. Being at the good thing and the where you say what you think say they hurt you. And you see at one time, everybody forget they will discuss with dialogue. So that will
pull a lot of burden.
Yeah, of course, of course. So it's good. So now the studio follow we discuss the outcome. We get the chief executive of Chadi, Abdul Fatoma, also a human rights lawyer, human rights campaigner. Abdul Fatoma, welcome to the show of this.
Thank you very much, Remy.
And I also get with me Reverend Jibila Kagbo, himself an advocate and for a very long time, and the director of communications now the National Commission for Democracy. Reverend, welcome to the show.
Plenty, thank you.
All right, and so one for start the conversation now, and I'll start off with you, Abdul Fatoma. We spend 72 hours, for discuss issues about peace and national cohesion and dialogue and development. And the opening of the dialogue, we still say the political parties then stay in the conference hall for till up to 12 midnight. And also the following day, now the same thing, and also yesterday we see they are at around 10, almost going to midnight. With all of that commitment, and at the end we say communicate where they all agree upon. With all of that commitment, we then show instead that 3 days day. Generally, how you want to evaluate the process?
First thing first, political parties a fundamental pillar to democracy, either it be a young democracy or a post-conflict democracy. Then political dialogue, now one of the pathway where we go use for find solution, inclusive solution, for peace, for sustainable peace, democracy, and also development. And in the interest of democracy, you also get the pillars of the rule of law, human rights, So basically, for we as a country, for adopt the process of, dialoguing with political interests, it don't show a high level of, improvement in the political space than we just believe, say, before they're at war with one another. Okay, having said that, coming back to the 72 days one that they talk about, before the 72 days, I've been doing one of our sister program here on AYV on Sunday a couple of weeks ago, and we will discuss around the same issue of the setting up of this dialogue and waiting to be the outcome. And by them already, the opposition will not make out the first opening statement coupled with a demand, and we've been there on that very program with the opposition spokesperson. And he talks, say, them demand them from from June 30, then demand and they still stand, and then demand and then they go with. And then we will see the government in open statement that for make sure, say, they lift ban, on all traveling restriction, people that way been on that traveling restriction before the COI. So basically, now they don't go, they don't get the, the conversation. The good thing is that Sierra Leone win in the best interest that say they get the opposition back to participate in governance, because for far too long, for 3 months, the people of Sierra Leone be deprived of people that way they vote for make them go represent them, either at the local council or parliament, but they not be get that. Then again, the official individuals that will get a platform for whole government in a more strong political position, is the opposition party. Like I say in that program, it's like when APC absent from the opposition role, it be like saying that only APC and SLPP be go into election. We'll not be able to see other political parties they put out either press statement or challenging government of things and we, either then they go outside of the required, mandate or outside of the budget line in terms of operation, prices, inflations, they shoot up, political parties and all they talk because APCB say they not they participate in governance, so they not be considered themselves as an opposition. So that not be good for with democracy and that not be good for with governance system in this country. So the good side of it, when they agree, say they're going back. But then looking at other key provisions inside it, is that about the government of Sierra Leone or the people of Sierra Leone? Like I say, on that Sunday, if we handle this thing well, it's a good start for Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone will benefit. But we lost a small opportunity. I hope that then we'll do an amendment to that. The issue say the consultation within the government of Sierra Leone and the APC for the formation of the committee. Me not think say if it be limited the consultation for form that committee day, not for limited between APC and the government of Sierra Leone. We still, even though we get inactive opposition political parties, but they are still recognized as a political party under the laws of this country. So basically, all political parties should be consulted about the formation of the electoral reform process. Because part of the dialogue, always political dialogue, therefore ensure so we find a solution for strengthening, weakened institutions. So if we don't see, say, we electoral laws them, now then be the bedrock for the 3 months hold up, So we need now for ensure, say, inclusive, the process inclusive. And then promise we inside the communique, say, within 30 days, the terms of reference they come. But then again, we can be hopeful as we have always been as a country. But when you look at arrangement between APC and the SLPP on post-election, they have never been good for the people of this country. When 2018 done, they set up a committee where then be called a peace committee. By then, not to be external people then become. Now, internally will be resolved that issue. Cherry Coco, Mikhail Mansare, Prince Harding, and several others. Then set up that committee before even president be moved along. By then, it be de Juba. When they then go, agree for set up that peace committee for look into issues and way. Where they harass, born APC members in the house, beat them. So that committee therefore will come up with a report. And up to now, we don't go into the fresh election. Other issues that don't emerge. We don't ever see a single report that the public, maybe they get them privately. We don't ever get them. So we don't ask for the composition of that committee. We will not ask for the terms of reference, even the terms of reference of this very mediation. The public not get eyes for them. So now that the communique don't say, then we'll give you the terms of reference in 30 days' time, and also consultation with them. Let them open it up. Let the consultation only be within APC and SLPP. Let it be within all political parties and even citizens themselves. The key stakeholders and the religious council, democratic institutions in the country. Then you take a look at the other point. I will wrap up the Nagi space. When you look at the other point, where the demand of all political motivated cases, it will be a slap on the judiciary and the government of Sierra Leone that certain cases, like the COI cases, the Chancery case, where they go on against Dr. Samura, right? If they remove them cases and they, based on the outcome of this communique, it actually speak out to the issues the way they say before the election, that those issues are politically motivated and government be stand on their grounds. So one thing about, let me talk about political dialogue is a fundamental thing. It's a pathway for solution. So the rule of law should be respected. We for respect the laws of this country, right? And the other one that say the last one, final last.
Yeah.
You know, the other one that said the MPs you know, then forget them quota seat then. Maybe in Sierra Leone they don't wait for them. But in other global institutions that where they part of, the policy or the rules say immediately when I don't do election, when I filing names, and at this slot when I get. If we are not send maybe we are go lost them. So the government of Sierra Leone be not respond to their issues then they. It will be so premature for let we withdraw people that will be not nominate. You know, they don't take oaths. That then Parliament and either the Pan-African Parliament, you know, the ECOWAS Parliament for recall them back. So that one is unacceptable. I don't think so. They are still unrealistic things, but generally, as I say, the win-win side of it. The government of Sierra Leone be able to move because, you know, we get the opposition for participants.
And that is very key, you know, because they have, while we resolve issues, we also get to look back into the constraint, you know, how that get for come back into the country in terms of which would achieve and progress, you know, and it's very key. But like you mentioned, say the good thing is that they're going back to Parliament for joint governance and then that are part of what they agree on. But Reverend, you know, with all of what they agree on, and you know, there are other areas where they talk say for insurance we walk around them areas here within certain days and we come out with a report, and the reports and they will look into more especially when they look into election issues, because that seems to be the key concern about the entire process, you know, whether the election is free, fair and credible. It's a way the opposition does seem for the challenge then. But in all of that, you know, and let's go and then come into agreement. And you be there on the first day.
Make us say, please thank you for the opportunity for being part of this conversation. These are interesting times for the country. So many things will happen. I like where July described them as the longest 72 hours. It's like everybody was anxious, waiting to see what was going to come out of it. And at the end of the day, we say they all agree. So for me, that is one thing we're very important. People who, for the last 3 to 4 months, no one even talked to each other. Finally, they went into a room, and they all came out, and there was no one person that was slated to sign that did not sign. So for me, that's so important. But of course, people get every reason for raise concerns, but I like how they craft the document itself. We give due consideration to the fact that Sierra Leone gets a constitution, even though people then get starting concerns with their raise. So for me, that one aspect they would put into the agreement make I get that kind of feeling. Say, well, we all conscious say Sierra Leone is a country under law, and there are certain things where you can accept, negotiate, you can dialogue, but certain things then they are sacrosanct. In fact, that's the word that is used in the document, that the provisions of the Constitution, they are sacrosanct. Even though, of course, concession is made in other areas. And that is how and why we need to be careful how they implement all of the issues that we then bring in. My brother raised concern about issues in the court and how it's going to be a slap to the judiciary. Of course, one thing where they come into vogue now, even in legal practice, now what you call alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Ways and means how, you know, they overburden the courts with too many things where at times they can even consider as irrelevancies, that you can look for other means where you could still get, if not the same kind of outcome or something close to it. So we must take all of that into consideration. But again, going back to the issue of voting at the Constitution, and that thing about respecting the rule of law, we also get to be very, very careful, because you get what you can call president. I'm not saying president, because people can, the other people can call him say president, but me they call him president. Standard set where we can always refer to and say, oh, they may don't do this kind of way. We therefore be extra careful for ensure say we not jeopardize we country in laws. We not set in motion things where other people go use. And again, I think say even the drafters of the document they're self-aware of that. So they mention some things, say nobody not contest the gazetted outcome of the election at court. So for me, it's like we are setting the stage for make we do the things we're supposed to do right. Other things and the negotiation, of course, we come to political dialogue, a give and take. And that is what we've seen presented in this document. Now, I want to bring into this conversation the issue of sincerity in handling waiting don't happen to us all. We know we don't put everything into the document, but at least waiting the day is substantial for address the current situation. But I need for make we reflect a little on the agreement that we don't sign in the past, how we don't handle them, and what it don't lead we to make this not suffer the same fate. We fought for close to 11 years. Finally, we come to a census and say, most you don't talk. We did that. We came up with a fine agreement. In fact, my commission was integral to the process. In fact, we prepare a document, the road to peace. We guide the entire process. But then afterwards, we begin to implement the pick and choose, and even when we come together for get a peace and reconciliation commission, certain things, then they will look at them we own way, interpret our own kind way, and then see how they implement them. Me one for appeal say, make this agreement not suffer that same fate day. We see a lot of attention being paid to this process, to the extent that we international partners, they were with us right through the process. Even when they signed the agreement yesterday, they were there. Because I followed it, even though from a distance, but I follow and tell everything done. Yeah, because una show and live.
Well, I think I'll be the only institution we broadcast live yesterday.
So I follow, and it was a good thing. I get with you from the fact, say, may you talk before the thing. You say by 8 o'clock, then they start.
Of course.
So I was ready, and I sat up till after 11.
Yeah.
So I followed it, and I'm happy saying inside that all, I not just see Sierra Leoneans, but I also see international partners. Yes, of course, the primary focus, somebody go say for the Sierra Leoneans, the APC, SLPP, we come together. But even our international partners, they were saying a message to us that they too are interested in this dialogue. And so they were there. But that we now, the onus day on we as citizens of this great nation, for make we be true to rewards and make sure say things that happen will go happen in the best interest of this country. Don't forget, say all along we don't emphasize the national interest. That national interest is for always take into consideration the peace and security of the country. Of course, other things are relevant, but when peace day, we can forget opportunity for look at the differences and address them. But if peace not there, it's going to be one crisis after the other. But make we use this opportunity we don't day. From the background, there is this expression that it's time for every purpose. The time for peace dialogue now. We don't make certain, the agreement makes several recommendations. Let's work on them. My brother raised a concern about, it look like saying that just APC, SLPP. But I think they also mentioned the fact that other political parties will also be involved. So make we now use this opportunity to emphasize the aspect there. Yes, APC and SLPP went into this peace dialogue, but let it include every Sierra Leonean. If we not get chance for bring everybody on board, but may include the concerns of everybody, more we look for representations. And that aspect which I would mention, for set up another committee about, say, moral guarantors for peace, more we treat that with every seriousness and bring on board players them we go sincerely help we for address the concerns of our country. It's a process. The 3 days don't pass, but of course we get several things for do. We all for pay attention to and make sure say at the end of the day we do right to the country and SALONE.
Okay, Abdul Fatoma, let's take this from President Bio's speech now at the United Nations General Assembly. We talk on true dialogue and the clarion call for leave no one behind. With the coming of APC party now in terms of policies, governance, better Sierra Leone, what are some of the things that we Sierra Leoneans for look forward to? Because we for move past away politics, APC and SLPP, what do we want for ourselves and what APC is bringing to the table?
Yeah, that's just come back to me, waiting Reverend, they say. Also, they make mention of other political parties. Now, 8, the recommendation 8. And recommendation 7, different than recommendation 8. That's the reason why there are different numbers. So, waiting you ask that question where you ask, now that are the advocates for way for Donde in recommendation 7. That all registered political party in consultation with government. So the recommendation 8, they talk clearly about the commitment of political parties, how they will come in for the establishment of this moral guarantor thing we Reverend end up with. So basically, like I said, in every country, either a young democracy or a post, conflict democracy, you required political parties. Then when you get political parties, the blood life of that country democracy, now political dialogue, because with political dialogue, it get a lot of benefit to the country. It promotes, sustainable peace. It promotes, democracy. It promotes, also development. Because like they say, if peace not in any country, development not the day. But in other countries, and what they can do, parliaments, they get involved into the political dialogue process. The reason being that, now for move them from just a policy conversation to maybe probably legislations. So some of the things that they get discussion on, it becomes a law. So when it becomes a law, it becomes an obligation on the state. So no more, nobody they feel, say, if I want Adwan, I want another one. Like the very paper we get, it's a moral document. We have to now morally respect that as a country if we want to sustain the peace of this country. But it's not a legal document. Right? So that's the essence that when you're going to a serious political dialogue process, you move along with the parliament of that country. Yeah, I hope we get a point there.
Sure.
So these are some of the things that the nitty-gritty we miss. But the good thing is that it's a learning process. We don't go, Abidjan, peace accord. We come, Johnny Paul, we include the inside peace process. We give them position at this country. What I mean, we the people of this country, because we government officials, they are our true representative, for govern the affairs of this country. So after some time, you see the men the way they bring into the inclusive governance, then treatment by them, and how then staff were left out stage by stage. Not knowing that there was this big rope hanging over them. We go through Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and then we also say we want accountability, for people that will commit atrocity in this country during the 11 years. And the amnesty not cover, them people, then the smartness of the NPRC lawyers by them. They were very smart that the negotiation for let we even hold people that will bear the greatest responsibility for war. It cut off from 1996 November. So from the time when the war started stay to 1996. All the people that will be killed and do any other bad things, widespread and systematic actions, crime against humanity, then we get an amnesty. So meaning only the MPRC boys were blessed with an amnesty. But the RAF where we signed agreement with the AFRC for ceasefire, for long return this country back to democracy in March 1998, they were not spared. You know, when we set up the Truth and Reconciliation. So when you look like President Bio's regime, I mean, they have a very good way of negotiating. You have to give that to President Bio. I mean, the government actually, in the interest of the people of Sierra Leone, the government actually gets waiting and forget for the people of this country. One, they're able to get back their position for 30 days outside of governance, forget them back on governance. Two, you know, the commitment from that communique, you know, actually coerce government for do something against the will and the interest of the people of this country. The people of this country, I mean the majority people of this country. So basically, if the government win a good negotiation, I mean dialogue, you know, a session like this, it's a win for the people of Sierra Leone. And like Reverend said, the clear thing, whether document established, is first for send a message very clear to people who have been the thing say this government or this administration is illegitimate, that there is no challenge in the court of law in this country. Say anybody be challenged that. So let it be known. Let it be clear. So now we have that. What next?
Them coming on board.
We just move. We just move and let government continue for open the space, more inclusivity and more, you know, public education through civic education, you know, activities. You know, the issue of looking people on political identity, this platform also for able to set that record for we will move. Then again, the other thing will hang on top. The heads of political parties and more the opposition, they have been likely be accused of having people where they cost with them, bombardment cost them at this country. You know. So now they say if people they attack or neither they incite, we've been they identify themselves. There are some who been they identify themselves with political parties. So now any party where a young person identify and threaten the life of this country, based on this document, you forget our courage for also can openly and condemn, you know, such a thing. And failing to do that, then I know they begin to pick and monitor. Then call me for how they monitor this process. So some of we, the civil society, will be monitoring the process and ensure that we can heavily, you know, for people that will fail for comply with some of the provisions that were there.
And that is very important. It's good that Reverend even count the Bible here. So it shows that, you know, waiting in at the Bible until we all adhere to, even to the Quran, we all adhere to that. So I agree with Fatomana that, you know, these people don't put that into a law because their agreements are very important that we abide to that, you know, and very important. And I think part of the resolution they agree on, the first one of that is Excellency the President for make national address on dialogue, unity and cohesion and peace. And I think it sounds positive. The President are the first gentleman. Whatever the President say, now we all need to listen to. You know, the president will make several statements. You know, I remember, and after the force, it was 60% or so of the results.
That was announced.
Yes, will be announced. The president make a statement about, say, for wait until CSL come out for the final result, but also in the call on Sierra Leoneans then for calm down and let we abide to rule and law, and also let we be peaceful. You know, and the president kept on say, let we be peaceful, and even after the results be announced and he be re-elected again in statements and State House and that, they call for peace and national cohesion and also call for inclusive governance. You know, in all of that, we're very key, and, you know, like we mentioned that the APCC, then they participate into governance as well, and that is very important. When that we don't be the most important call, and even the all statements and the all of that, they want the APC for come back into governance because I think inclusive governance can help development. But Reverend, generally, what do you think? And you know, probably we don't have to preempt, you know, but I think it's good sometimes we talk around Dandy, you know, on this speech where they agree on say the president for make. And I know the president, you know, maybe you never can tell this week we carry the president make a statement on Dandy as well, and more especially Parliament they resume today. You know, likely maybe we see the APC members at Parliament. Yeah. But before I come to you, let me welcome the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, Yusuf Keke Tomasani. Welcome to the show.
Thanks very much for having me, David.
Yes, and we also want for make we viewers and also we also invite the All People's Congress Party, you know, but we will not get a response for them. But obviously, if they respond to, we will bring them come on board for they'll get their own side on the dialogue, you know, how and within them as a party think whether if they go na Parliament today or they want for, you know, want for get that in kind. You know, we normally know
they get themselves together.
Yeah, you know, normally they can get their show before, so they'll put them together before go Parliament. Yes,
yes. Again, plenty thank you. You know, before I go to that aspect of the speech, we come out with the agreement. I want for comment a little on something where my brother mentioned about bringing Parliament on board for ensure say we make legitimate things that we can get na agreement. There is this famous expression where relates to how such processes can happen. They say politics precedes legality. Now, what's in happens now? The politics don't happen. Now, we get for now, make sure say it becomes binding because anybody can just grab and say, no, we're not in our law. So it's very important for me to take that on board so that we treat whatever agreements we sign as a people, we treat it with every seriousness. In fact, you see, internationally, when presidents go agree on a treaty, then they come and domesticate them. Because we get a dualist system, which is not automatic. Say, as you don't agree on something out here and that automatically becomes law. You take them to Parliament. And we look forward to that kind of thing, the way we make sure, say, whatever we do agree on, it becomes binding on us for make we do them. Because at the end of the day, if we refuse to do what we do agree on, it can lead to other things. We don't get the history of this country in the past. We get fine agreement, but for implementing a problem, because at times we not can get that legal binding. But even as the politics side done, we'll make sure say it becomes something sacrosanct who we all go work with. And for Thomas say, one of the people who they monitor what's in the happen. We serve as a commission. We provide the necessary education where people know what's inside the document and who that get which responsibility. I now come to the one recommendation where the documents make about the statements or address where the president for make. It's very important, you know, within the context of a family, where people don't make palaver, whether the papa makes now or the mama or picking them, they can always find for the papa make a statement and talk to the family, say, you know what's in? You, Jibrila, you've been tell Abdul Ward, we all don't settle now. We more move on. If so, fine. And happy way, when I reference the speech where the president gave after they announced that 60% result. The tone of that speech is something when we go look for see reflected in this one way they can make. Because that speech, the president spoke as a statesman who was not even part of the competition, encouraging everybody to come on board and move this nation forward. That's what we find from Ekwirieri, from the father figure of the nation. Because when other people can talk, it not even amount to anything. But when the president talk and how he talk, it gets a lot of implication. So my encouragement, my own big, now that the tone what the president may use for make that statement when we address the country after that 60%, I would like to see some of it in this kind of address, because now for make we day together. We don't say bad words against each other, but now we for come together. You know, you reference say I bring the Bible. For Thomas who then at the entrance they ask me what to make hold the Bible. I say me any side they go they hold the Bible. But of course, for me important in 2 Corinthians 5:18. He tell we say, God, through Christ, they will reconcile himself to himself. They give you the ministry of reconciliation. We all, everybody will claim saying a person of faith. In a ministry where God give you the ministry of reconciliation. And in fact, the implication of that, even God self no say, shall must get for day between people them. But waiting for be paramount. Now that consciousness say, I for make sure say we bring people together for make things come out fine and make peace day, make progress day. So people of Sierra Leone, we get a lot of work for do. But this 3-day dialogue, don't start that process for we. More not allow the momentum for die. More we all embrace them and run with them for push this country go before.
Okay, now come to Yusuf will just join me. In the area of the 72 hours, what does it signify for, SALONE as a nation and the people that were ready for receive peace and national cohesion?
Well, I think firstly, make us start for tell thank you to Dr. Samuel Kamara and the APC for we then do two things. Firstly, like we all agree, we all put the country above any other interest, whether na government interest, na party interest, say no. This na be a time where we all know say we all get a collective responsibility for make sure say we come together and push the country go before. But then this not start in a vacuum. We all remember say in August this year when presidents go open the parliament, now he talk say it's important for make we get cohesion in politics and make we find common ground on how we divide the whole gap of politics. We go make sure say we eradicate that day. So that kind tone day, that kind pace day, now president don't use for inspire for say okay, election don't pass. Yes, any elections we don't pass, people then go get if you lost, you get responsibility for make sure say you accept. If you win also, you get responsibility for make sure say you be magnanimous and show say let we put ourselves together and let move go before. So what in this mean the 3 days? The 3 days means say always people can say, oh, politicians, we are divided, we are not together, fet. But these 3 days would also say indeed, we can able to come together. We can able to look and say, okay, let me put SALONE above any other interest and let work together. So I think the most important way we'll go look for this and for sure say that at this point in time, we all, you see where David Senga, the first chief minister, where he talk at the opening. Now he say, yes, indeed, during elections or over this past period, we don't say boku in there. But if you don't say anything we hurt anybody or say anything we bad, he's saying sorry. Now leadership down one day. So he tell you say because I remember say when we go na one cocktail where they organize na the German embassy. Now one part people in come me say, he say una government say una genuine for this peace talk way una say make we go pass. I say yes. I say if we not genuine, President SSF no go initiate say let we get people outside make them can help we. It's not the president too. Now he really initiate say let we get people outside make them can help we for make we put ourselves together. So we tell you say we genuine from the very first start. So that means say even where Dr. Samura they talk yesterday, now he say yes. He say what did them go there for? He say indeed not to all things they achieve. He said but one thing very important. He said they don't realize say this not time for us to move this country go before. Whether in a SLPP, APC, in a government, let us put the interest of a country above all interest. So that's why they tell you say, instead don't show leadership. For make he put APC delegation for more go sit down, for more go agree to agree. And I make a start for telling thank you to him and all the APC people that we go for make we go make sure say for once we all as politicians we sit down, we arrange, and let us say no. Governance for be inclusive and move forward. At
the borrow words from Fatoma, he said this SLPP government look apt for do agreements and consultations and can move things to go before. So what thing will be the clear call again from on your side? What thing are this spectacular thing where you make mention of the war will come out through the SLPP government? Every time an agreement has been made through unayo set of the SLPP party. So what you go say, you know, na this clear on call, this niche way una get way, una want everybody on board for sure say Salone go before?
Well, yesterday we Valora be the chair. In fact, now funnily Valora say the agreement we go sign yesterday now been to money 4. Now waiting this means significant because it means say at every time been to money 1, been to money 2, been to money 3, been to money 4. Either the president will be there as chairperson of NPRC or the SLPP government now end up initiates that one day. So we mean say as a party SLPP government, as a party or as a government, we've always been committed. But also they also use yesterday for show say again, indeed APC self committed. Because if they not be committed, they not for make sure say they put a delegation where they at the leadership level. And for me, I think say we are message now we get our supporters them. We don't go make this agreement. Now like the chief minister and Dr. Samoa Kamara say this not a win for anybody, not a win for government, not a win for APC. This na a win for Sierra Leone. And that win day, now I want make we support na SLPP or people that support government or APC support make we all embrace. Make we say, okay, that's what the cost, that's what the fight or the argue after elections it don't pass. Now we all do agree say indeed, president like he can always do, he get for address the nation on peace, on unity and the dialogue. And it don't start from parliament like I make reference to, but also we pick competence self in APC. This is the same self way they self understand. Say now na governance. We encourage all the MPs them, all the councillors them, like all agree, make themselves go to parliament, make them go make their own condition. Because you know why important is because parliament na a very important institution. Any government all over the world. So until you go want to make one more than a government for pass laws them. But we don't believe that one day. We believe say we forget a responsible and constructive opposition. Because government not get the solution to all the problem. Government not go sabi everything and every solution for always. We could also need for pick APC them brain on things they will get for do. Because when they can go, for instance, a bill in parliament, that bill they get for scrutinize them. In that process, the APC go get an idea on how to make this bill fine. APC will get in the way they want to put instead for make the country move go before. So that kind ideas then they, that kind thinking then they, now thinking the way parliaments need or country need, where government self need for more move go before. So this agreement not a win for any side. This is an agreement where not a win for the people of Sierra Leone, or not a win for development, not a win for peace, and a win for national cohesion.
The area of implementation is also a concern. We know this document, it's good, and Fatuma even mentioned about, say, you know, some of them documents I will need for the taking of parliament so that it will be into law. For example, the agreements how we in other agree government and the opposition, you know, at least we abide to that, we ensure we before implement them. And if you read through the document, it shows say every part of they expect government for take the lead into that, and that is very important. But how committed is the government, you know, for taking lead into any one of them? And if you go to the second resolution, third, I mean, we talk about the president for constitute or consultation with the APC for constitute a body way for looking into election issue and all of that, and but also that need a commitment. We can see that in a document, but for implementing also is a challenge. But how committed is the government, you know, for insurance we'll get, which we agree on here, you know, we're able to achieve that?
Like I say, the commitments they stem from the fact say, for me could do so initiate from one person, when are the president. So that is the biggest marker of commitment we don't get. Because if president not be want for me to get to this period, in the first place where you go parliament, enough for talk say there is the urgent need for make we negotiate and make we dialogue. You know, go talk that one day. Because nobody not put under any pressure. But because he believe in that in the heart, he believes say for make we move this country go before. And he say talk and say it's a unity. It's not the only thing we go make sure say we get peace, we get stability, we get governance for advance with democracy. President says himself, all of us saying a person the first and say talk. No, this is not insect talker because he believe in them. So that's not the first thing. We'll not stop there. When also the Peace Commission, when they done the post-election engagement them with the different stakeholders, political parties, when they go present their reports. and make recommendations to the president and talk about the dialogue, why it's important. President SSF, now he say, for make this dialogue, make everybody get trust, make everybody get faith, and then believe and say, we are genuine, we are serious. Let me get people them way they overseas, when international people them, make them can mediate. So now that kind of way they mediators then can we come out to AU, we come out ECOWAS, we come out Commonwealth, where they can help with this mediation. So on that second stage back, now the same president, now also initiate that day. And also when they come, they also go see president. President also make commitments. So at government level, the highest president at every stage don't make them commitment there. Even though they for these 3 days, at every stage we will go. You understand? So I will give you a simple example. For instance, on this this committee they perform.
Yeah.
Remember, say presidents were giving statements in our parliament. If they don't say we form this electoral system reviews committee, when the vice president and go head down. Clearly, president won't talk. But we will go as because we believe, say, genuine mediation and peace. We also get for make sure so that people can get trust in the process. Now, APC then say, okay, let's make sure say we make a three-way leadership. So government, the APC, and law get development partner. We agree. President say it's fine because we don't get any hidden agenda. What to make we make this review? We make this review because we genuinely believe, say, yes, indeed, when after elections, people then go for make reports, observation, they go for do reports, we then go for giving. We go for put all the recommendations together. For me to do that one day, we need all stakeholders there because the process forget trust and forget the confidence of everybody. So now we agree on all anything there. So in terms of commitment, whether we are genuine at the highest level, president don't show them, we will continue for show them. And now in the agreement, we also say, I understand what's in my brother Fatoma and fears for make them can go parliament, but me
fears on that.
No, at the camp. You say you go find the agreement there for make them can go parliament. So at least
I say it could be good in dialogue process for always involve parliament. Because some of the provisions in that dialogue, it will be good for be translated into law.
Okay, so
no fears on that, or neither, let them take and go parliament as it is.
Okay.
That was not my position.
Okay, so I'll be feeling than the Mr. Jibila say. But I also want to also tell you, say, parliament was fully involved. Yeah? Parliament be involved from the start until we end. In fact, parliament, the leader of government business, now be the person where they part of government delegation. Because remember, say, this now be a dialogue between government and the All People's Congress. And even at the APC side, you get beaucoup people away, now people away don't win in parliamentary seats will be involved. People like me, brother AKK, Bidede, Timbo Bidede also win a Western area. So in fact, the running mate where now the All People's Congress, Honorable Chairman Majuba, inside Bidede. So it means say parliament at different levels, parliament be well represented. And I when they even discuss about entitlements and all that thing, and they because part of the things them back with the APC begins that the fact say the committees the way them be formed, they not be put APC people and they know most of the committees the way they already formed, they left space for APC membership. So we tell you say at every point in time, parliament has been involved at the highest level, and we believe say we two don't go agree on now something where the last point where them put na the agreement and for make we form moral guarantors. Yeah. And then moral guarantors are people away on both sides who go put together for make sure say we implement this fully. And like you say, most of this again, governments get huge responsibility. But I want to assure family when they listen to me say, we believe in inclusive governance. And that inclusive governance they mean say if parliaments for function well, APC for the parliament, SAP for the parliament. If the councils them for function well, APC cancel them for go make sure say they do their work. SAP cancel them, NGC cancel them for go day. Even where Western area, Freetown City Council be don't elect, SSF for go take a seat. Because we believe say people them don't vote them in and na in your responsibility and in right for go take them. And the good thing is they all be ready. Even say the infamy, even the job. Let's say, they say, but you are sabi you now, because part of what the chief administrator do, he make you say at any point where they give statements, we shake hand. And all they shake hand now, we all individually, you know, so they crack joke, they make fun. In fact, me African also, they make fun and say, oh, Lanetin, or let's say. In fact, it was so impressive that at some point, we said the talk say, but no, we not be even need mediator there for men and can talk. We say safe for able to sit down and say no. Let we agree and say, let we all come together and agree and say without even getting people for come overseas for can talk to me. Because we all get one relation yesterday. Say, SALONE, now we all own. Whether you be SLPPO, you be APC, you be NGCO, this now we country. And government at every point in time get responsibility to make sure say we deliver service to the people. And even opposition self then get the responsibility to make sure say the whole government accountable and they also made them contribution. And that spirit they now come yesterday, and that spirit now go for use for implement all of NCND. But we message is very clear, say this not a win for anybody, not for government, not for APC, not for people of Sierra Leone, and for governance, now for peace, and for national cohesion. I will go build on this.
Very important. But I'm bringing Fatoma to the conversation. I see it smile. But also the area about whether it's a win for this political party or win for that political party, it's also very important. You know, the political parties, their supporters are very gullible, you know, and they so believe in them political parties. And to be honest with you, at this moment, you get some political party supporters go to things. You know, we're not winning to the dialogue. You know what I want to say? We win into the dialogue. But are we able to put the country first as citizens for understand? Say it's not about whether you win or not. Election on don't winner normal will get winner and loser. But also moving forward as citizens, how we for ensure we get a commitment that we for think about SALONE, think about the future, think about how we for move SALONE into development after this process.
Yeah, you see one thing, Reverend Bitop, one clear thing say, you know, in this entire process, what we be need, that the truth and honesty. And we go into the process, we don't come out of the process. So if Yusuf, when a government spokesman, they say, then be agree, say nobody no win, but now the government win. But me, your emphasis continue, say, we are joining in the other side, say, now the government of Sierra Leone win. And when the government of Sierra Leone win this issue, now the people of Sierra Leone, because the government of Sierra Leone is a true representative of the people of this country, right? I mean, it is our government, we the people of Sierra Leone. So when the government of Sierra Leone win, it doesn't matter if you're APC or SLPP. Now the government of Sierra Leone, I'm not saying that SLPP win or APC win. I said the government of Sierra Leone is the winner.
It's the win for the God because in terms of development.
No, I don't say government win. Yeah, nobody no win. Yeah. Because so the reason nobody that people of Sierra Leone they win.
But people of Sierra Leone are the government.
No, so government, so the sovereignty of government, government they get empowered. Government they get empowered from the people. Yes. But then people they form government. Government gets a responsibility for deliver service. Because we believe say at any one point in time, you get to get set of people wait for make sure say then put things there in place for people in welfare. In mediation and this dialogue we don't go pa. Oh commodity. Wait till we all agree. We all agree say no to government win, no to APC win. Now the people of Sierra Leone they win because at the end of the day, peace, unity, national cohesion is good for people in development, is good for a country in development, and that is the spirit. But
that's not Fatoma point because now let's say when the opposition will be going to parliament, there are a lot of things will not be happen, and even the government be the call for the opposition will go back to parliament, but the opposition won't go back. And part of all of the development we talk about the present in Big Five, I go for achieve them. Now we'll get that kind, you know. Cohesive, you know.
So we don't know at the camp. No, at the camp. No, let I just end up. We know. No, wait.
We'll come back to you.
No, Fatoma, wait.
Yes.
We know one phrase I'm say that a win for the government of Sierra Leone because remember say in any agreement now be a dialogue between two parties, the government of Sierra Leone and the People's Congress, and therefore no party. No win in this dialogue and the mediation. Now the point you want to make. Okay. Uda win, na Sierra Leone win. Uda win, now the people of this country now in win because we believe say like what you say, if APC go to parliament, government inclusion, government functionality becomes complete. When them pass law, then the pass law will make sure say it benefit the people of Sierra Leone. You understand? Yes, government will continue to function. Even when APC not be go parliament, government function. The president will go launch the Feed Sierra Leone. Government don't do boku thing there. But because in this context, now be a dialogue between two parties, government of SALONE and the APC, now I make one commodity. We all get the understanding, the spirit say, not to a win for any of the two parties. Now a win for Sierra Leone and a win for the people of this country. Now in make, we all get responsibility for talk to we supporters them. The other way they support government, when they support APC for talk, say, okay, let's move this phase behind we now. Let's concentrate on the peace and how they make sure, say, we put national cohesion at the forefront of all they do. Because at the end of the day, we want development, we want to make sure, say, we push along go before.
Okay, Fatsoma, yes.
Yeah, the good thing of this, we as a country for learn now from this, that with political parties accept, mediation as a part of the democratic culture, for the short term, the long term, how they for manage crisis internally among themselves, that there's a need for dialogue. And the issue of also where Yusuf talked that say, then be reached to some point casually, then talk say there not be need outsiders. Some of we handle certain sensitive issues behind the scene. The call earlier on from the opposition and development partners in this country, they be think say because of the country don't polarize, they don't think say there is any independent group now that not be the justification how they reach on that conclusion. Like some of we start thinking how, but then the issue was that we need an outsider, and we believe say that this country, if we go in an outsider, we not they go far way south. We go ensure that say we get with African setting how we handle situation in the African way, how we resolve chamot in an African way, and we'll be able to go very closer to a country where share similar culture with the vice president, the former vice president for Gambia. Yeah. And he also get a civil society background, so he get political background, so he understand when political standoff day how you need for take a neutral position. So the Sunday when he meet with civil society, I ask them 3 questions. And one of them questions, and he make a commitment, say, he tell me, say, the president on the first day meeting with her, the president make a clear commitment, and they show interest in the peace process. So I ask him, say, if APC make a similar commitment, like what the president do, he say yes, based on a meeting with the APC leadership, he say APC make a commitment with a caveat, but however, the fact that said there is a commitment to the process, it's saying that matter, it's saying that ain't happy about. So we get a AU as well, they're part of the process. So how we for make this issue be sustainable now? Now for ensure say we registered and active political parties, and how we will make them accept the culture of dialogue into their own democratic process. Yeah. And we move on. Then also, some of the things that you make mention of, definitely, after every electoral cycle, we go into electoral reforms. So it's good that now we get, a committee where they look into that. And my recommendation from experience from previous being part of, electoral reform process in this country, let we ensure that say we work with Parliament throughout, even from the conferences that we will get, we build their recommendations collectively as a consultative point for from all stakeholders. Because when you look at key recommendations that will come up from the last electoral reform process, when it go Parliament, Parliament began for delete several of them. One key one, now be reduce the number of months for people that were there inside government go into politics from 12 months to 6 months. So that recommendation they will come out from the stakeholders in this country during the electoral reform. But when it go Parliament say no. I mean, we cannot pass that kind of law day. So we therefore go back to we normal 12-month way of doing things. And other several laws then. So we can get this, inclusive dialogue, at community level, we can to national level, regional level. When we don't collect that document, we not for loss. Now we side say, we get the last point, when at the scrutiny point, for let the thing go into law, finally, we will be Parliament. So the development partners, the political parties, the government, whosoever they get will be part of that committee, let them make sure, say, Parliament involved from the starting to the end. So when they don't discuss the issues and they at a consultative level, when government don't put their provisions and their items into the bill. So when they go to announce a Parliament for go pass, let we not go there again, we begin to offload. Because the crucial thing here is actually everything around in here now about the law. We give a lot of power to the ECSL. For example, for how they handle with registration materials. If the ECSL Commission want for format, modify, the registration data as to how them fees say will help them effectively, efficiently for do their work. Now that way, so even them we just say we not give ID number, we just say put Jibril Kabu Abdul Fatoma. Now that way we think so we'll work with that. That the provision that the law gives. So now we actually look into this issue and try to see how we will get a credible process for credible election, transparent election, and also accountable process into we elections. So if we're not able now for use this opportunity for look into them key part of it, because the challenges we get now the issue of accountability. The accountability side is that no sign other than the law will go hold the commission say, if you fail for provide this disaggregated data where these people they demand for, this day. But then again, you see, the disaggregated data, it be available to all political parties and it be available for all body way observe election if you be cover all centers. Because the law say also when they done for count and they display by polling station the data. So then data I'm not a mathematics person. I believe say it will form part of the disaggregated data within the form. So if actually you be get observers as election observer or election monitor, each polling station, the moment when they don't done for count, by law you for display. So that displayment and also taking snapshot, you get the responsibility for collect and not publish this now we get from police station. So if ECSL don't give me different thing than this, let ECSL can prove it. But we're not able to get that to the public. We keep demanding, but then the law makes. So now, in this reform, let we actually find a way how ECSL will be accountable in this disaggregated now, in a collated form and give. Maybe not that people then they ask for.
So this is where we draw the line between, being party stalwarts and accepting waiting then at the law.
Well, the party stalwarts and the citizens. Always what I tell them, you then at a country, you therefore respect the laws of that country. Because what it make you a good citizen? Now, when you respect the laws of your country.
And okay, let me carry over that. I don't say Kiketuma probably go on for responding to that. And part of the agreement, number 4, talk about parties to dialogue agree to the following. They say release of any persons arrested, detained, and or imprisoned for alleged elections and civil protest informed by a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties and considered by the government of Sierra Leone. And the BOFAM, the BOFAM say discontinue of any political motivated court cases against the APC, other parties and other supporters based on the list to be submitted by the APC and other parties and considered by the government of Sierra Leone. And you know, part of that, and like we all talk about the law, and you know, we know it's in you know, that mean. But generally, what you have for saying to that, you know, with regards to issues of people away who tend to say we don't cause problem, and the law thinks say them do something way wrong and then go against the law of the state, and now that make them they so. But generally, you would only say political party, we don't say any arrest, whether it's campaign term, whether it's protest term, not to remember them, you know. But in this case, it's really part of the agreement, you know, as well.
That is very interesting. The aspect we bring coincidences from before now. Some people, some parties don't distance themselves from certain people, but it appears as if now they say, okay, those people that were arrested will get something for do with politics, more release them. For me, the concern are this: the law self gets duration where you hold somebody for. Depending on the magnitude or nature of the case. 1 day, 2 days, so in fact, I don't say it extend to, I think 10 days for certain offenses. But if somebody there, now you custody and you not get any evidence against them, I probably sometimes in a crowd that was rowdy, those are things where the law self know how for handle them. But if there is somebody who really commit an offense against the state, and evidence there for prove that, for me, I would say the law for taking course. But for them, one they will fall in that category who say, not just by circumstance, with a query story, they say people in the run under. Police can make arrests. Unfortunately, you were there. Such people should be released. And then coming to the second aspect, say for discontinue politically, I mean to say politically motivated cases. Of course, by the description itself, it means sometimes because you were a threat at one point in time against somebody else, and go say, okay, nothing, more we push you first in a corner and see how you one body go cold. But if we don't come to that point, we say we don't reach an agreement, and we know say not just politics make it happen, such people should be released. But for me, I'll continue for say, where there is evidence that an offense was committed, more not allow bad precedent for happen. Because tomorrow, somebody else go grab and say, they may not do so. You see, make a reference. When, after the 2018 election, a matter was taken to court, close to 10 MPs lost their seat. You know the reference that was made? Now that previously, I think the 2012 election, 2 members of parliament have been lost their seats in similar circumstance. Although if you take your time for looking to the circumstance of the cases, some differences there, but that was what people kept referencing. So make we not become a nation where we always make reference to the bad things as excuse as to why this for happen or this not for happen. So who's I waiting for draw the line or draw the line for get things done such that the law no go be the victim. In any situation where the law is the victim, it is the people who are eventually going to suffer. Because it all depends on who the go now they in charge, how you interpret the situation. So more we tread with caution. But I want for bringing a few other things. Probably with the outside just that question.
Okay, so before I ask some other question, so it's obviously that we get political prisoners then, and also some of them cases that we talk about. Yeah, but
the government keep denying that.
Yeah, no, I make a one for say that also some of the cases that we're gonna court, these are political cases.
I want to do 2 things. Firstly, I think we're not getting a political prisoner. Yeah.
Well, that's what government is saying.
Make I just explain.
But
No, I can't. No, hold on.
Go ahead.
You ask a question, get answer. We'll not get no political prisoner in the first place. Yeah. Now, what's in this section do? now 4 things them in fact. 9 in fact 5. 9 they agree on this one. Like explain now, maybe people understand.
Okay.
Now then say the dialogue agree, they say for release any person arrested, detained, imprisoned for alleged election on civil protest. Now, what they mean is that APC or any other political party get a list where they get for submit to government. Then list where they submit to government, now people the way they feel say, then get allegations the way they get against them. We don't either commit probably things that we get for do with election or civil protest. Now, like where Mr. Bangoa say, Mr. Kagbo say, Mr. Jibila say, government could then look at this list through the Ministry of the AG's office. Then go look at this list, you understand, and then now watch and say, okay, this person sometimes what he do, you understand, now something we no amount for make we continue to charge. This person what he do, so it almost means say, you understand. Then they try for put a list together. So because like I say, this that's in the way APC get for go back. Boku allegation on the kind side or people the way they all. In fact, they say they are politically motivated cases. So all of them thing and they then go for look and say, okay, this case and this case and this case, we feel say they are politically motivated. And we feel say then case there, government for consider for them discontinue then case there. So when they put all them case there together, then go then submit the list to government and say, okay, una get for consider then case there. Then government go then look now and say, okay, now this the law say, now this not the evidence we did, now this and this we think say, okay, we go pull. Now this and this will go left because of the law. Because at the end of the day, we also got to create a good balance. A balance between for make sure say the law they already exist. Because even in the preamble, we all agree say the law is sacrosanct. But in mediation, we got to make compromises. We got to negotiate on things. Not in all right, no that's not written in stone. But these are things the way then we go now, they go sit down and say, okay, we get 13 or 14 cases the whole thing say in the view they are politically motivated. Where they go submit to government that list, the government will watch and say, okay, because of the evidence they will get on this and this, law left this or more left this. So like we say, like we all agree, it's a start of a process. But also, something the back way important so I think say we need for look for that side.
And quickly somebody will tell me say you know this particular side they put into the document, it show clearly and I make you see some file and be lost na court, recently, because of evidence base, and then in a conversation where someone be gets even with El Casan or sometimes back now sit. But move ahead with.
Yes, so like I said, these are all again outcomes of the negotiation we get for continue. Now make even the chief mediator say we don't start a process. Now I make what I want to be very deliberate and clear for sure say this is not a win for everybody. Because believe you me, government not get any desire for put person in a prison or catch anybody who will not say this person have no need for make any case against her. Not the government desire. Because remember say anybody like sometimes for instance government will use law. Then put person in a prison or anything. Now government then go for a feed that person and get spend. You understand it? So now government interest for look at say okay, anything where sometimes we not get enough evidence or evidence probably there you say okay, this in the interest for push the country go before we can do away with it. But it's a balance we go for strike for make sure say yes indeed the law is there and the law very clear on people away they commit offense. But also mediation there, negotiation there, we for sit down back and say okay. In the interest of peace and national cohesion, make sure say some of them things they are okay, make we put on so at least we continue go before. So I think that's very important. Even them allegation and come back say okay, there are people doing on both sides by the way. ABC them back say during the election there are people away then displaced, come outside and they of course SLP back the same thing during election that people in some way probably be in the north where because of the election, the tension, they move them come on. So all of them back we agree on that one day. So we go look into all them and see how we go to support all sides for make people and go back. Because at the end of the day, now one thing we want to achieve, we want to make sure say we strengthen national cohesion. One of the most important thing. And we believe say as a government, this is a good start. And I make one for commend the leadership of the All People's Congress, particularly Dr. Samuel Kamara. Because I feel say now only leadership now they make we move this way, we don't move so. So me believe say on all sides there is good faith and we want to make we continue to progress on this. Because at the end of the day, SALONE will win. And even in the agreement, one side they will wait and say we got for rekindle relationship. You understand? Also very important. You understand? Wait and say His Excellency the President, for good interact with former heads and former president and former vice president there. Then they already do, it starts to happen. Remember, say will come for instance, and the former president Kuma be the go State House on official visit the way they go see president. It starts. We get pictures the way they go discuss and they go talk. Nothing stops us from doing that. The former vice president Victor Fo. Again, interaction a day. But again, like we can always say,
I think that is very important. That's why the president we don't say at one point that in order to friend with the former president.
No, I mean, like we say, in politics, where elections day, things that go for people that go say things there. You understand? But we believe say we don't move past that one day. And I make the president is safe. All the agreement their way we go do so. The president I say we for go represent the government. You understand? Because the president believe in them. Now we make sure say they are part of this agreement. And we commitment we don't make from this past 3 days to today, and the fact say we assure the people of this country say we will commit ourselves to this agreement because we believe in it. Because at the end of the day, now a win for everybody in a salon.
Yeah, I think that's the most important aspect, and now win for everybody in a salon, and if that's what you have to talk to Salonians them, and after this conversation
it continues.
Yusuf talked about one key important thing. The repatriation of the internally displaced person due to political pressure. I just want to know if the government committed economically for support, the repatriation process of them people then and also not only for repatriate them, the reintegration process. How do we reintegrate them back to that society where they may not go? But then, as I said from the beginning, that the agreement of all People's Congress decided back, say, they want to fully participate in the governance process of this country. Now, a win for the people of this country, because the people of this country they decide deliberately on June 24 that they only trust and believe two political parties in this country for representing a parliament and also that the executive wing. And largely that the local government, a local governance structure. So the good side of it, for now we get a commitment from the two political parties, the SLPP and the APC, for let them continue for the denounce. The people the way for a long time though can openly associate themselves with this political party, where they harass citizens in this country, where they harass, public properties, for ensure that say, these two political parties can openly and denounce. Because whenever they say they own supporter and say that they kill certain people there, this other back your supporter they go make audio, it gets to say they will wipe out an entire tribe. So now we want for say a constant distancing from this political party, with them people that we believe say this country are not for get peace, this country are not for progress. Then I'm a word to the people of Australia and let we all respect the laws of Australia. Okay,
when you not be done on the last statement.
Well, of course, it goes back to the comments the way just don't come. How do we ensure that we build the trust we need so that it will reflect across the country? It's something we will think about. Something significant happened when the chief minister they making statements after they don't sign. He said, when they in that room, it don't become hungry. You don't get water from SLPP or anything from SLPP or from Peace Commission, and Dr. Samora take apple again. That thing they asleep with them. And they reflect on them. Because how do we build trust? People are then get in disagreement. But to the extent of sharing food something as delicate as that, somebody can easily poison you with that. But it's still taken. I am looking at what is happening in our communities. You see, for most of the time, we can just look at what's they happen at the big side. Headquarters, APCSL people, and get this. But let's go back to the people down there. How do we build trust across the length and breadth of this country? That thing about, in fact, it's factored into the agreement for make sure we bring people back into their communities. It's not just about the movement, but it's about ensuring that we're able to live with each other in trust. That no matter whose argument you don't get, no matter whose difference you don't get, we're able to sit down and see ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. We need to work on that. So let's consider that thing where the chief minister reports as what happened, that I can even take from somebody who I consider my opponent, even something as delicate as food. Let's take that trust to the communities. And will not forget the online issues and the threats where they happen.
Yeah.
But you see, we don't see internationally people in camp for help we for mediate, for dialogue. More not forget, it's not just the dialogue between parties, but let's also look at dialogues within parties. In fact, even we'll look at the longest serving parties of the country, both APC and SLPP, they have internal wranglings. More not just reach across to the other side, but more settle with difference. You see, when peace stay within, it's easy for export peace to the other person. Yeah. But if within, peace not there, it's challenging. And we say we want for end. Now with the national pledge. It's significant for many Sierra Leoneans to reflect on that. We can say, I pledge my love and loyalty to my country, Sierra Leone. I vow to serve her faithfully at all times. I promise to defend our honor and good name, always work for our unity, peace, freedom, and prosperity, and put our interest above all else. So help me God. But the question I can always ask, are we doing the things as reflected in the national pledge? Let's think about it. Now, one SALONE we get, and we all get, I'll call them, say, a sacred responsibility for keep them united. And more keep them united on the foundation of truth. God bless we all.
Okay, we can't get to Sani, but we want to get some messages there. But you know, with the Facebook page shorts that everybody seems for the, then they will say something at the Facebook page and respond to us. So I'm okay saying I tell all the conversation into it to the discuss. But the good thing now with Facebook page is that why we not going to take all the message that everybody talk about peace and everybody agree on what happened yesterday. So because of time we can't go to all the messages there, but you know we appreciate Sierra Leoneans them, and I think say most people for quite a long time know they and say we need peace and dialogue. So it's what happened yesterday, the Facebook page, you know, everybody seemed for the commend government, commend the APC for what happened yesterday.
And
so
commend AYV.
Yes, because I want the only institution we broadcast the entire process yesterday. Since the day one, now we broadcast, and the final day now we broadcast as well. So you see, yeah, I know. Yes, like I'm saying, if you get some.
Well, firstly, on behalf of government and the APC, I would say AYV, thank you. And you know, I mean, like I always say, we all get real individual responsibility and role for play towards peace and national cohesion. And I think say one are very important and critical partners then in this stride. And I think say that una contribution because it's important. You know, we can go into money, we talk to nobody know pass on the radio or TV. Yeah. But una able to make people and get a live coverage, you know, as they happen. You know, and you know the country was so gripped for knowing they happen. So tell una thank you. But me, I think there are three things I want to talk about in summary. One of the things now that not talk about it now that in the agreement also the government and APC party strongly condemn every citizen home and abroad where they incite violence, where they try for undermine the peace, hate speech. You know the reason why important is because over and again, time after time, I don't kind of radio and TV don't talk say, hey, me bro and APC they come publicly for condemn people them way they in the diaspora. But you know, these agreements now, we together we strongly condemn people at home and abroad. And I think it's important because it shows the leadership who we all want for portray and show say, indeed, we self not go encourage anybody again for making they put out hate speech, for making they incite violence in our country, because indeed our collective responsibility. And then the other thing where I want to touch on quickly now, waiting Fatima talk about disaggregated data. Waiting this 3 days also do. Now for also clarify, in fact, when I remember where Chief Minister be talk in the first they say this disaggregated data, now data way already day out. We mean say all the police stations them be hanging at the wall. If you get RF form, political parties them be get them. So not to any data where sometimes keeps on side we post in the hole. Now information will be there all around. What I think say we clarify. And in fact, in added to that, even the law, the Public Elections Act 2022, not even mandates ECSL for getting anybody disaggregated data. But what he say in section 92, now a summary of the results for all the police stations. And where ECSL also don't make sure say they don't discharge that obligation there, because if you go to the website, you go see and they. Because even when people say, okay, the right to access information, talk say everybody get for apply for this information, but also section 14.1 they tell you say exempt information part 3. Any information where reasonably accessible, where they out, where they don't put out, not give the body any duty for make them disclose that information. Because now information where you go able get to other means because it is reasonably accessible. My last word na this, where I start with. Boku time, with people that don't say, politicians will not get one word with the fet. Problem day. This, we say don't come together now. SLPP APC now make at the 10th because I come at thank you. Because it shows leadership for put in team together. You know, easy, definitely. You know, after elections, where there are 2 responsibilities we get. If you lose, you get the responsibility for accept and move forward. If you win, you get the responsibility for show magnanimity. We as a government, we don't make sure say, okay, yes, election not done, we don't win, they don't declare we winner, but we want to make development and government move forward. So therefore, we make sure say we put together and commit. Because some of them they don't come together and say, okay, let we make sure say we put SALONE before. So for that, what we'll do, me the beg every SALONE person, whether they support government, SLPP, APC, NGC, any political party, say yourself now get a responsibility for make sure say you support this agreement, you support this good faith, you support this spirit nowadays. And I'm glad when you say, even on our Facebook, everybody is positive. Now we use this positivity for make sure say we now concentrate with energy on development, on the Big 5 agenda, and think the way they make sure say Parliament work better one, the councils they work better one, because at the end of the day, now one SALONE we get, and now we all come together for move we couldn't to go before. Now my last word, Andy.
You should celebrate Samura Kamara than any APC person.
No, because now the leadership. Okay. Any side, now the leadership. If Dr. Samura be go,
comment for that.
No, because
I just tell her say Samura Kamara get a very big share.
Because if Dr. Samura be go, if Dr. Samura Kamara be go, when they lead the APC, but then not show the kind of leadership. Not to me no more. In fact, when the chief facilitator, where he even talk, he say Uncle Samura. In fact, it's him up. In fact, about 5 minutes, in the press I tell and thank you. Because like I say,
in case it's part of the political motivated?
No, because at the end of the day, it's about leadership. The leadership what is shown now important. He can go there and go say, no, I'm not good for my party, or I'm not good for anybody. And that energy, they go filter down. So we tell and thank you, we tell Dr. Kelfala Mara thank you, because he said, we tell Chei Koko thank you, we tell Yvonne. Please blend the thank you because he said bidede. Minkailu Mansare pa yansane. Last sana Dumbuya. So today for we as a government, now thank you day. One day all one thank you because we believe say this is good for the country.
Very important. You know that.
Tell Papa God thank you. Tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. Tell him Tell Papa God thank you.
And I think I make everyone call the Bible. I think I see the importance of the Bible today. Of course, that's very important. You know, and so, but to, you know, get some information we want to pass around. Then.
Yes, quickly and on a lighter note, Bond Bash giveaway with in connection with AYV and Radisson Blue Bond Bash giveaway. They ask you for lead join we powered by the AYV Miss University 2023. So you will get an opportunity for answer 3 questions and win up to 2 tables for the AYV Miss University 2023. The 3 questions, one will be when was the first AYV Miss University launched. The second one will be when was Radisson Blue Mami Yoko Hotel launched and by whom. And the last one will be what is the birth date of Mami Yoko. And when you answer them 3 questions there, you will get an opportunity for witness the wonderful AYV news and Radisson Blue Mami Yoko special media platform them. And also this go happen for the audience on the 28th of October at the beautiful Radisson Blue Mami Yoko Hotel. So at any time, just mention the 3 answers and you go send this answer to 079454000 or email winner info freetown@radissonblue.com. Correct answers only will be appreciated.
I know, very important because, you know, like I say yesterday, you know, as we close, I tell, you know, the guests and say, this weekend, now weekend for enjoy. And what thing we made the weekend, we enjoy now, the outcome of yesterday. So at least we all like, so, you know, we go for party, like, we go for hotel go 10K. We go for hotel go 10K in a different form. You know what
You get you ready to
When they put in case now to drink the cold water. So the weekend will be bright.
To say Alliance.
And you have to say Alliance.
All right, thank you very much, Chief Keketuma Sandy, Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education. And then, you know, I can always say, you know, I always want for commander, you know, since the one where they appoint, and he always they talk about peace. And always they talk about, say, you know, one the APC
this
party.
is my first children's organization,
exactly.
be president.
Exactly.
Children's for Peace.
Exactly. Oh, Fatima is yes.
And also, you know, they all are seeing, you know, when Dr. Samoa Kamabe, they lay them position, so they still stand on waiting and don't talk about, you know, from, you know, other people that are on that tune with this. Hey, bruh. Okay, get to my business. No, wait. But it's good, you know. This is now what we always talk about when you think about your country, you know, and you believe in Sierra Leone. Always when they talk about our development, you know, when they're 11 years, say, whoa, we be going at this go. Nothing will happen, no. Nothing. Now, take we back so. You know, but now all we need is development. The president put in 5 big agenda, and among them, now job creation. So if job not, if we not get peace, unity, job not get for day. And you know, and more especially the Fit Salone project. You know, how we forget we for able for it. You know, things are going up, and so it's. If we not get peace and unity, no problem.
For human capital development, we need peace.
Of course.
Everything revolves around peace.
Of course, you know, of course it's good. And we also. It's good that the APC also accept, and then maybe don't be the issue as well. They're committed, and you know they accept, and we all don't think about Salone and move ahead. But Parliament is resumed back today, and obviously, and we all wish now for see the APC gonna Parliament today. But we understand say they're currently on meeting, so you know obviously for bring the outcome of everything they happen for think about development and the country. So that's what we're in this edition of the News and Current Affairs show. Wake up, Sierra Leone. Many thanks to our guests at the studio, Reverend Jibila Kago from the National Commission for Democracy, Abdul Fatoma, Chief Executive, Chadi, and Yusuf Keketuma Sandy, the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education. Till then, get a blessed day and a peaceful and lovely Sierra Leone.
My name is Zulaya Hamid. Continue to watch AYV as we get other interesting programs so they come.